This narration is for educational purposes only. It is not buy or sell recommendations.
Good morning, fellow ES traders. This is the narration of the ESH5 for 12/20/24. I'll start with some charts. Let's see. I already set this up for Monday. It's Saturday today. I'm trying to get the micro composite VPOC and 1 second. There we go. Bear with me. Okay. So we have our micro composite at 59.60 and our naked at 59.70, and we're opening low outside of range. Low outside of range, so 99% chance overnight VPOG, 88% chance overnight high or low, 86% chance of mid, 86 for high, overnight high, 85 overnight low. So, being that we're gapping down, of course, higher time frame would be to continue down, although we did have a higher low put in yesterday, but very tight range just from all that volatility on Wednesday. I didn't trade today or yesterday. Yesterday I was traveling, but I'm gonna put a video out once on Monday. I can't download the data from Thursday. I downloaded it from yesterday, but so I mean, usually when I look at this too, there's a good chance profit taking will occur. So keep that in mind, but overall my thesis would be continuation down, so I'd be looking to get short, finding entries to get short. So looking at the stats, overnight VPOC, which, where was that? 1 second. $59.60. So it's up here. That was overnight VPOC, so short squeeze up, find the targets above to go short would be my thesis. But like I said, I just observed yesterday. Definitely had a wild day on Wednesday. And I was waiting for the IB, which we'll get to, but back in Eastern Standard Time, so 9:30 RTH open. In Chad, there was an aggressive short here, not trade recommendation, but Tom was talking about that, I believe, right before RTH, but I got no business trading in that. In hindsight, I mean, yeah, you could say, oh yeah, you just shorted there. Although, the secret sauce in these entries are rejection at a price, buyers come in, the seller comes in, so we have sellers up here, buyers down here. So we want to see price get below where these buyers are. You got buyers here, here, sellers, rejection. And an aggressive entry, non-trade recommendation would be that retest though. We have a trigger, we have a retest, and stop above out here. I was talking about in chat, for me, location is where I fall short. Trying to find the correct location to do this, because this is everywhere. Price moves up, find sellers. Sellers take over, exhaustion on buyers. Price goes down to find more buyers. And then it's on repeat. Alright, short, not trade recommendation. VPOC migration. So let's. I think I can put that here. Yep. So variable high volume node. We see that there. And rejection of that. And come back, test VWAP. So nothing on my end, just observing behavior, participant behavior, which after a move like Wednesday, you got big desk traders, institutions putting in all their stuff or exiting the market. So there's going to be some different things that happen that when you anticipate a move, you just have to have proper risk management going into it. The volatility, size down, wider stops, and put your crash helmet on and hold on. Direction to VWAP. So we have our low here. I got that. Let's mark that. And then we get above VPOC. So reading the market's everything, because at some point your thesis is incorrect, and if you're nimble enough, you can flip and say, okay, if there's continuation here, not even getting the exact low, but once we cross back over VPOC, shows strength, we take out the stops here from the shorts, right at open, even up here, have a retest on that, breakthrough, come back, retest, triggers the breakthrough, retest, entry, potential resumption, a few points under that entry or under that price, have a stop, not trade recommendation. So let's see, actually let's mark this area. So it's not the exact outer edge, but almost. I guess that would be the high volume there actually for this small little micro distribution. Usually the higher volume node acts a little bit more as resistance. That's where the heaviest amount of trading is going on. The outer edges, there's less. So on the outer edges, price tends to move a little bit quicker, but also reject there too. It's context. It can definitely be counterintuitive, and some things work in some places and other times it doesn't. So we have a breakthrough, retest, trigger, potential long, not trade recommendation. But those are the things to look for, especially when you have these areas. So we have sellers here that have their stops, and that's what we're looking for. That's where the fuel's at. We want those stops taken out. So in situations like that, when we take these stops out, you see the buy stops here from the shorts. That's our fuel. So now what was resistance becomes support. Stopped out. If you got long here, and this move failed. Test view up. Now we have epoch migration. So now we're looking at this is too low. This is too low. So price moves up. This is the new retail price. You're viewing it as the shopping experience. Break out of that range. Now we create this little range here. So something I need to work on is observing these little distributions, because price has a tendency to come back and check, is this the new retail price? Well, it is for this small little distribution. Working in fractals in the higher time frame, so from market open to here, this was the accepted price. We broke above, this is too low. And that's all that for that distribution. This is the new retail price. This is the middle price for that distribution. Come back, check. Mark the top of that one. Now, if I was looking at this and if I was going to trade, let's see. So now I start to see, we have a pretty clear direction. There's little pullbacks here and there. And even within these, there's small little distributions you can see. These little outside edges. Price just moves, consolidate briefly, heavy volume. So quick enough. This is, we're talking 5, 6, 7 seconds. It's moving really fast. But that's trading. If it was this easy, then everyone would do it and have an ATM in the basement. So here, I'm looking at this range. Once we break that, see how I have that retest. But this is quick. This is 3 seconds. You gotta act so fast for having a really, really extremely good entry. And it is. Have your stop out here. But I always like to look left. We have this, but why did it work out here? And not somewhere else. This is kind of there's a little pretty good example. Break below, retest. Take a stop. It's just part of it. I'm going to take stops. So I head back down. It's a pretty good little distribution here. So now too high. Start seeing that sell and ice come in. Not a lot though. A lot of buy stops. A lot of stops. Short sellers trying to pick a top. Some buy stops on the longs. Epoch migration. So almost to where we were in that previous distribution over there, which is it's always interesting to put these lines out on these high volume areas and then see where it lands. It's pretty close. Alright, so real time, if I sell this, it's still Let's see what time it is. Yeah, it's only 9:45, so we're not close to the IB yet. So we have rejection. Come test this area. See this little, really zoom in on it. It's a little bit lower. Smaller one up here, but it's a distribution there. We're waiting to see participant behavior. Are we going to continue to bounce around in that distribution, or do we fall out? And once we break that range, that's where you potentially could have an edge, because you're kind of waiting for that trigger retest for an entry. Just like over there, over 10 minutes ago, we have this range. We have a bottom, we have our top, or outside edge, and break through, come back, retest to the point, or to the tick, fail. And so it's auction market theory just throughout the whole day. These tiny little auctions, and you get a trigger, and breaks out of the balance, it becomes imbalance, trying to find a accepted price. So for discipline for myself, I was waiting for the IB to be at 10:30. So I was just sitting through all this. There's plenty of entries. I didn't put these lines out just because not quite there yet, but starting to understand these little micro auctions that create these distributions, fall out of balance. You have your trigger, retest, entry, take a stop, or you're going for your targets. So let's see, 10:30. Well, that's not right. Let's see if I can find it over here. We could have the other chart. What does that say? 59.60. I think there was a VPOC migration. I don't think my chart's loading accurately what happened, but that was the IB high was here. Yeah, there we go. 60. 59.60. That was it. I put a line down there too. So typically, perfect case, scenario, breakout, and right here there would be a retest. So we break out, come back down, test that IB high, and that would be your entry. Stop a few points below. Not a trade recommendation, but that didn't happen. We just took off, and if you miss the bus, then it's not your bus. You find another bus. And that was it for me. I was kind of back and forth from my desk and doing other stuff, so, which I plan on continuing to do. Play the IB and then the VWAP to VPOC. And continue to study. So yep, that's it. I'll then go ahead and close it up. I'll do a deep dive probably tonight or tomorrow. We'll go into some more market mechanics and order flow, volume profile. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.